and today we're going to your favorite video. If it's not your favorite, I love when people watch my videos. Just let me know down in the conversation about the video. But yeah, man, let's get into this video.
You know I'm a touchdown with sick. Run up the whole life and running back on the play. Intercept the pack like a safety, you boys ain't shake the play. That's a flag on the play. Let's go.
I gotta hurry up before my 1 day is over. Because I feel like I want to watch Netflix now. I feel like I want to watch Netflix. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to play no more games till next year. Like next year when more games come out, and I'm gonna watch Netflix. I'm gonna watch Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Netflix.
Let's go.
Gotta catch up.
Today, from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 15 of the NFL on It's the Washington football team taking on the in Landover. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington football team. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, when we look at this Washington team as they interplay here, they come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they've been flawless all year long as they hit the home stretch at 13-0.
And now they just have to guard against complacency. You still got to go out and earn it every week.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. One of the columnists write, possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right?
And now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, 75 yards. And the Eagles have taken early.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team is the league coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Out comes Washington here offensively, and their man under center, Dwayne Haskins, the number 15 pick out of Ohio State in 2019.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it. But otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that.
They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in. And
he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Derek Barnett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. A tough spot for Haskins in Washington here. 3rd and long after that last sack. Here's Haskins out of the gun. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Incomplete. Intended for
it certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here is away. Fielded just inside the 20. He spins free. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over first and 10. Offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. As we count down through the final few weeks of the season, these guys have nothing to sweat about. They clinched the top spots on the road to the Super Bowl. He's got daylight. 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6.
I know saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. 1 play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
On the return, Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
Ball carrier.
A look at the numbers last week for Edwards. 17 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
So he scored his 8th touchdown on the ground last week, and most guys I know, they want to get the round numbers. So, 10 is really the goal. And this is one sport where being selfish and scoring touchdowns is a good thing. Look for he and the offense to try and get him in there at least twice in this game.
It's 3rd and 11.
3rd down, here's Haskins. And he's got a new one. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. Strong run, but he's corralled just beyond the 40.
Just Edwards.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Down at the 42-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Out of the shotgun, Haskins. Got a man open. It's Ricky Seals-Jones.
Haskins pass.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Close fist, and that means 4th down. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll be the call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big time, John? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play action pass could today. But sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. In a sense, less, and it was there.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And a nice spin into some open field. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read a receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it. And oftentimes,
and he is into the end zone. And the Eagles add on to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense. Defense, they've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Elliott good with 21 to nothing.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
It certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that number 1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
And the pass complete to Anunwa, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Gibson gets hit and he fumbles it. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
In meeting rooms, right, you see the signs, they talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Are plenty good enough, otherwise they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Elliott on for the extra point. they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The Philadelphia in the end zone.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Roman on the return. Washington takes over first and 10. At their own.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That could be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. From the gun, it's Haskins. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he takes this one back into the end zone. Thanks for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, play
A busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Philadelphia.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Takes it at the 7. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget.
in this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
Comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes
To throw on 3rd down. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown.
the ball, picking up their mistakes and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone. That's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And the route is on here in this first half. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Takes it at the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Washington takes over first and 10 at their own.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
The turnover differential.
without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Javon Hargrave able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the gun, Haskins. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for Quincy Enunwa that time, but now it's 3rd down.
Incomplete. It's now 3rd down and 1.
They run with Edwards. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be fourth down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you've got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well. And now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
47's the mic. 47's the mic.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back.
For them now, it's 4th down. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a forward. Down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the Week 15. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And right now, this is a 13-point game as they come up on halftime. Darius Slayton, a touchdown catch in that first half. From there, let's head up to Cincinnati to check in on the Bengals at home at Paul Brown Stadium. And they trail the visiting Chiefs in that one. Patrick Mahomes killing it. 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities. Check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dalvin Cook has scored a touchdown there. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here again comes Dwayne Haskins and company.
When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run
trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to some...
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing, they're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, we might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got Dallas Goedert. It's tight end over the middle. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
Sudden change, get out there, stop the defense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Back to throw now on 1st down. That'll be caught. Rager with it. They juked him. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Completion.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. 12 more yards there and another. Throw again. Screen is complete. And they'll take it into the end. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead, put it on him, and score a touchdown.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was a Eagles touchdown.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
On the return, Washington takes over 1st and 10. And they're on
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is, just what you said, you're going over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side.
And yet again, Haskins is intercepted. 3rd time. Picked off at the 36. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick 6 TD.
Stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end. next drive, the Washington offense. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. Sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there, it's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they get the ball moving again.
Well, we'll see if they can do it here. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 34-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
The ball carrier.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, Haskins. And he'll get this to Antonio Gibson complete. And he loses the football the second time. And it's picked up by the Eagles.
Haskins pass complete.
And whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are. And now a terrific opportunity. With the fourth quarter still to come, we're in the third. Good shot to get there.
And now he's got to make sure he convinces his coaching staff to leave him out there and keep touching the ball because when you've had that kind of a day, there is a tendency to think about getting him out and saving some of it. Running backs never like to save yardage.
You know he's tapping his quarterback on the shoulder. I'll take the ball again, please, right?
Not turning down any carries.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll try to run with Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Taking it a yard out. And the Eagles. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification. That's all you can talk about. His ability to do every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen, but you say 3 rushing touchdowns, and of course throw it to him when he's caught 1 as well.
And the lead grows here in the third quarter. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Work on the return.
Takes over 1st and 10.
That's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Good word. I like it though, because you're exactly right.
That, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
That's good for Washington.
We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Nothing.
Haskins looking to throw on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Darius Slay with a pick, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there, and guys, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Gain of 3 on the play.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And the Eagles are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, first and goal. And on ice in the fourth quarter, still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown.
Philadelphia.
Deontay Burnett. Just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this carries into the end zone, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Haskins and the Washington offense going to come up here first and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll set up to throw from the gun. No gain there on the completion, second and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make. And now here is another interception. Darius Slay with a pick, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. What was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll fire it deep for Rager. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Rager, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the forced turnover on defense. Offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead will. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From the 10. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Frank Stroman on the return. Washington takes over first and 10. At their own.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game, and on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point. Now the second down throw on target. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. Washington on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Hands 1st and 10. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Eagle ball carrier. Brought down at the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 3.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. Pushing his way through. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 34. What a run there. I mean, you've got speed, elusiveness, escapability. We all know that quarterbacks
Get the ball to the guys who can do all the things you just described. You want those guys who have speed, elusiveness, and escapability all rolled into one with the ball in their hands, and guess what? It's him. So no sense in throwing it or handing it off when you can.
Another run here with Sanders. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
First down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So fly, Eagles fly in the victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring. With the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Washington, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, my name is Jaquavius Leonard Harris, and I catch you guys in the next video.